Hello, guys. This is the second time restarting. It's very weird. What's happening with the system? Is this on a purpose because of the specific theme? We're going to check. Let's see. If there is a sound, you're welcome to tell me if there is a sound. We're going to restart again. I'm literally pushing this theme for tonight. Is it okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you for giving me a sign. Thank you, Church of America. Hello, guys. So this is literally this time a third video. We're starting a third time, third chance to restart the story about a conspiracy theory around the Vatican. So here it is, a story about missing the Vatican young girl that was living inside of Vatican. If you didn't know, inside of the Vatican there is always a family, a staff, not just the nuns and the monks and their own carabiniers. There is totally a full village with the staff people that usually they are working like from generation to generation, and they stay inside of Vatican. Again, the Vatican is city inside of the city, inside of the country, a country inside of the country. So it's in the middle of the Rome, and literally, whatever the citizens of Vatican they have to do, if they had to go outside, let's say they have a children and they have literally Emmanuel, that is a team of today two people, the conspiracy theory around the missing two people, the missing that was never found, young, 13 years old, Emanuella Orlandi, that was living in a family with five children, and her parents, they were literally working for Vatican five generation before. And as well, thank you for supporting. Don't forget to share on your community, Church of America. James, thank you. Um, as well, guys, the people who would literally stay inside with all their children for some of the activities, of course, they have to go outside. They had to go outside. Is it for the daily common things like the rest of the romance? The romance, it means like a citizens of Roma, they would do the groceries outside of the city. They would of the Vatican City, inside of the other streets of Rome. And as well, the children, they would have to attend the schools outside. So Emanuel Orlandi was just a common child, teenager, young teenager girl that was literally in a phase of during the daytime, classically going to her school outside of the Vatican borders. And the Vatican gate, the only difference between the rest of the city would be that the citizens of the Vatican, they would have to return back to the Vatican base, to home, literally Vatican village. They would have to return from the rest of the Rome areas, whatever they were doing, before midnight, because at midnight the gate would be closed, literally like in a military camp, right? Correct, for the safety of the Vatican. And in this case, we are going towards the story of Emanuel Orlandi, 1983, that she disappeared, unfortunately, 13 July. So, what is the story around her as well? There is a story parallel with just few months before, 7th of May, 1983, again, Mirella Gregori, I think, another girl disappeared that is connected to her case as well. But there is so much into as well interference with the Vatican money laundering with Roberto Calvi. That's why we are connected, these two teams. Why Roberto Calvi is connected to a missing girl of Vatican that was never found. But there is a lot of proof, there is a lot of witness that they were talking about money, dirty laundry money inside of a Vatican bank, and mafia money involved, and as well kidnapping of Emmanuel for the purpose to blackmail Vatican to return the money that was done for the left in Vatican Bank for the laundry. Again, one of the famous banker, it's called like a God banker because the God on earth is Papa, right? Literally they call it like that, right, in Italy. So the god banker Roberto Calvi, sometime later he would be found literally not in Italy, he would be found on a London bridge, uh, literally executed, not a suicide but look like a suicide, left there literally hanging from the bridge in London, full with the money of different monet, different country monet, literally like to represent whoever take us, whoever dare to take our money, literally he will literally be executed like Roberto Calvi. Probably this was a mafia classical warning, classical execution. We are going to connect these two cases. Why? Because as well, Emmanuel case was literally researched so many years, pushed thanks to her family, specifically her brother and the rest of the family. Her brother was is still taking care of publicity on yearly base, and as well there are people around that really revealing the secrets and scandals of Vatican. There was always around the history the scandals around the Vatican, and this time we are going to add some spicy stories that emerged as well. 2016. Vatican leaking information, leaking the secrets of Vatican. It's called Vati leak. It's interesting, a nice term, by the way. And we are going to talk about a brave advocate, lawyer, pardon, I'm talking Italian now, that was literally emerged into the story. Advocate Laura Scro, emerged into a cooperation with a journalist, brave journalist Pietro Orlandi, that was publishing the book about Vatican secrets. And it's so amazing to hear them together emerging and daring, living in Italy, to talk and dare to talk about things that Vatican still not, whenever they are accused, they never even confirm, and as well they are still not daring to talk about Emanuele Orlandi case. So it's a mix of everything. So I'm going just guys to take you wherever the spirit is take me. I'm going as well to light the candle for this beautiful girl. Look at, guys, this beautiful girl. She was literally this beautiful girl, literally at the age of 13. This was Orlando at the age when she was literally when she was kidnapped that summer day of 1983. So Frida, please leave Mama now. Tina Frida. Frida want to join. Let's bring Frida, guys. Let's see. Frida is here, guys, just in the background. She's nagging. Ella, Fridica. Wow! Frida is joining support for Emanuela. Ella. Ella, Frida? Pajama. What's happened there? Bravo. So Frida is our main support for all the missing girls because Frida is a girl. Correct? And by the way, guys, it's importance of the day of the 13 May as well. And by the way, Frida is born 13 May together with Mama. And more important in the Vatican of the 13th May that there was literally given a prophecy from Fatima, one holy place, literally that's shown in middle of the Portugal in West Europe, in the Portugal, in Fatima, little village in Portugal, outside of Obidos. I was researching this location, the holy place in Fatima. I have done the exhibition with them, literally researching the holy places around different religion around the world, and I visited Fatima. So Fatima had that cycle that literally the Catholics, they were so around the new holy place with starting the 13th May. And what started the story, a conspiracy theory around what's happened in 1983, was a story that literally there was a prophecy that uh, whatever the children from Fatima, three young children, literally, they had a vision that something is going to happen, that Papa literally need to reconcile and push the literally the east side, the Russians. Is this sounds so like so Cold War mission? Like I think literally the holy place message, they were literally pushing it to a political greediness of the West Bloc. I do believe it's so called. I never heard this story, by the way, directly when I was in Fatima researching the books, but this emerged directly into this case. Why? Because later on, when the 2 months after was literally Emmanuel missing story starts again to reveal with attacking the Russians. Is that KGB that literally pull out the Vatican girl just to blackmail Vatican? So a lot of nonsense they go around the Cold War, similar to the story of literally a lot of fake news and stupid things emerging right now when we are in the middle of the World War III. Now it's in 2022 when daily basis we are heard from Zelensky all the BS. So, what is insulting our intelligence, like today with the Zelensky nonsense? What is threatening our not just intelligence, what is threatening our integrity as a planet Earth, our peace back in 1983? What was provoking that Cold War to happen again? Just remember, guys, that just few years later, literally the West Side will conquer what was their mission. In 1988, they are going to conquer, breaking literally the East Bloc with that Berlin thing, starting with the Berlin thing, and as well with the perestroika happening in a new Soviet Union. um, so, is that the globalists they were arranging so-called attack uh, of the Vatican just to literally make it a staged so they could interfere and accuse Russia, that period Soviet Union. Is that true? So we are going there. So first of all, we are going to analyze, was it really a KGB? I never nobody is literally confirming this story, but I'm going to start from that story. Was it the KGB behind kidnapping Emanuelle Orlandi? No, it was fake. Look, it was a range. It was a range from the top of the figure, from Illuminati, as you see. It was fake. Everything was about the cash and money laundry, as you see. Ten of Pentacles. Wow, wow, wow. That's the whole truth. They just want to have a reverse. Queen of Swords is reversed. They want to have a reverse reality and fake to stage the situation, literally, as you see, because they don't want justice to be heard. As well, was that the justice around possible pedophilia inside, wow, I just said it, inside of the Vatican? Because wow, there was a literally there was a strategy pre-planned. The girl was ready. This young girl was seen as an object. There was a child abuse inside of the Vatican of some of the senior priests, and this girl told to her friends. So Literally, if you watch the Netflix serial about the Vatican girl, you can watch. There is like, I don't know, 5 episodes. It's a long one. Documentary. I thought first it's two. It's eventually, I think, 5 episodes. And this girl was ready to tell, like, look at, they had to cancel to move the girl literally because she was literally abused, as you see, as a sexual object here. And as well, she already told to her friends, so her childhood friends, she didn't tell to mama, to parents. Like, of course, she was ashamed to talk about anything sexual. Like, guys, even me as adult, I wouldn't talk with my parents now at this age, even if I'm doing the workshop about sexuality with adult females. I wouldn't dare to talk. I would be ashamed to talk with my parents, in front of my parents, about something that happens to me, uh, about my that somebody attacks my um, sexual integrity, let's say. And imagine as a younger how it would be really, she would be ashamed something instead to be literally a victim, always ashamed, instead of that a real person that should be predator to be accused. And literally, this was a person, everything was happening inside, as you see, inside of the institution. So this is a card of institution, and eventually this was a person that was literally hitting on her with the pure strategy of sexual intentions to want more than once, literally. And literally, she, it was so obvious to a girl that they see her as that they have a literally it's a devil's thing, and that they have literally that a really really dark energy. And as well, on the other side, there was one female involved that was a second week witness of kidnapping of Emanuela Orlandi. So first we have the proof of her friends that they said that what was happening with the priest, that was a few times hitting on her, appropriate. This was her friend, right? That's the first proof of the contract with the devil from the priest, literally being a predator of the children inside the Vatican village. This is really, really, really a tough one. Another witness of this um, arranged fake kidnapping was a female. This female was on the top of the pyramid from the mafia guy who literally arranged the kidnapping. But later on, this lady that was involved, that was a lover of the mafia boss, Enrico de Pedis. And it's interesting because remember the pizza lover, how we call it on YouTube, pizza lover. I mean, the, you know, pedo and Phil plus Phil are literally, when you call out the root of that word, is inside of this boss of the mafia guy. So it's his family name is Pedis. It's interesting, right? So literally, guys, his lover was involved into this, literally to take care and be with her during the kidnapping. Literally, the her lover, the boss of the mafia guys, that they were doing the laundry money with the Vatican Bank. Literally, these guys, Enrico the boss, with the lover. I believe her name is Sabrina. That is literally showing in documentary. You can check it. Like, she had opportunity that she didn't lose, that she didn't use to release the girl. She had a missed opportunity to release the girl because she was the one. First of all, she was staying with her in her apartment. Literally, he asked her, the boss of the mafia, her lover, asked her to take this girl at her place, and literally with the doctor, assistant doctor that was all the time seducing this girl. And look at, yes, there was literally a range paid doctor who was taking care of the girl, so she couldn't move, change the situation, right? Thank you for the spirits of Emanuela with us. Um, As well, she was undecided. There was a missed opportunity when she was driving the car. She had the two opportunities, literally, Sabrina, to literally leave this, drop this girl on the start, but she was not aware it was kidnapping. But at the end, on the return, when she was about to leave the girl, she was told to leave the girl in front of the gas station of Vatican, in front of the gate of Vatican. There is first a gas station just for the Vatican staff, and there was literally coming with the car a priest, literally the priest who took her over. So why she was undecided? She was feeling threatened, as you see, under the bad influence of her lover, money, cash. She was a marionette as well. She was a drug abuser as well at that period, probably that thing as well. So this lady has literally feeling now broken like a spirit, and she felt that five of cups missed opportunity, nine of cups literally to protect this young girl, and she want to take action literally by later on, very like 20 years later, showing to a media, being a crucial witness in this case. But again, guys, this case was never taken on any level, on any court. There is just a lot of documentary, a lot of interviews. There is a books, articles in a famous international and Italian newspapers. But as well, it seems like everybody is protected. That just do check up. It was as well idea of a judgment call of her towards her family, and this girl was literally pushed. Literally, she was blackmailed. She was blackmailed. This girl, Emanuelle, little girl, to enter the car, how it started, to enter the car because they told her literally that her father will lose the job. He's having a trouble. He's going to lose his job in the Vatican, and all the family will be sacrificed if she doesn't follow and go into the car. So literally, she literally was sacrificed with fake story about her father trouble. She was blackmailed with that thing, was start of that thing as well. Uh, Again, there was that same day when she was kidnapped, there was literally she was really making that immature decision. First of all, 2 days before, she told to her best friend. That's why we haven't started the talk. First sign was red flag from her friend because she already told to her friend a few days ago that she was literally abused from a monk inside of Vatican a few times, and as well. While she was telling her, instead to tell to her parents at least, the things could be getting somehow different approach, right? But her friend, again, younger, 13 years old, they were all just a young people scared and just not being even aware what could happen. Even adult people wouldn't think that this thing will happen just days after, because this is getting weirder and weirder. So, as well, like I said, was it immature decision this girl to follow the instruction of kidnapper that, wow, your father is in a trouble, you have to go with us? Well, what, this girl is like a ransom for a live uh, live target instead of her parents paying the debt. Like, what is this, like Middle East story? It seems like she was, because she was young, she was easy to manipulate, as you see, and she made a wrong decision. And again, uh, all the time seduced with the remedy. There was definitely a lot of drugs, like the lady that was a lover of the boss, Enrico de Pedis, the boss of the mafia guys. She said that there was paid, literally a healer who would, medical worker who would seduce her all the time, put her something in the drink. And she was all the time kept in the bed because as well, he was all the time restless and crying, wanted to go home, right? And just to keep her on hold, unstable, right, powerless, and not to tell the truth, even if they wanted to, even if the lover Sabrina wanted to release this girl. Again, the truth is coming here reversed. Before in my open was reversed. I just opened it, so it was reversed. So the truth came reverse, and it's literally like she's had the idea to to give her back, to revisit, to return her to a Vatican, to a home, returning like Six of Wands card. But there was idea that wow, she's going to tell the truth about me. And that's why this lady preferred to keep quiet, even if she didn't like abuse of this young kid here inside of her house. Plus, was involved her and her house. They put her on her location. As well, she started to push her, literally, as you see, she started to push her lover to move the girl from there. As you see, then they relocate her. But as well, the manipulative lover, literally her lover, Enrico de Pedis, literally told her, okay, we are going to move her, but you have to be a part of the team. You have to do something instead of us to uh, uh, literally release this girl on a certain place, like we said on the start of the gate of Vatican, on the gas station in Vatican. And here it is. It was a nerve-wracking state for her. She was about this lady that was literally already on the drugs, a lover of Enrico de Pedis, the mafia boss. She was all the time thinking, wow, I'm going to lose the support of him if I'm going to betray him as well. It's risky to betray him. It's so nerve-wracking to literally cancel the contract with the devil that is a mafia boss lover. So I better release this girl and follow his instructions. And that was a wise, safe decision for her life, but not for Emanuela, unfortunately. Uh, again, why this lady now have a need to talk? Because later on, through the media, there is a pages word card. Literally, media journalists find the literally story about her and her lover, the boss, the mafia boss. So yes, you see lover, the mafia boss, the lover, and this is a highly intuitive person from the journalist. And literally this lady pushed her to tell what she was faking. She went to her house, and then she literally released this news on an interview, and later on bunch of interviews, as a main witness, because she was there with the kidnapped Emanuela Orlandi. Everybody knows that there is involved, as well as you see sexual abuse and seeing this kid as a object, as a sexual object. Everything happening under the Vatican, in the Institute of Vatican. And that's why it's reversed true. They don't want to go to the court, and they're just keeping quiet and low key and keeping, as you see, the secret, the moon, and as well no court case ever done till now. Even if there is showing another guy, is it the family name Acetti, I do believe, that after some years he show up, that he was that guy who was calling from time to time the family to inform them. He had like American accent talking Italian, and they called him a nickname Police Americano, the guy who kidnapped her. So literally this guy said, I was the one who kidnapped and arranged all the story, how many times I'm going to call, one time per in 3 weeks, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to drop, where I'm going to leave the instrument, a proof of her life, where I'm going to leave her instrument, this flute of hers, of Emmanuel, like uh, this guy has brought to the light the story that this is a story about that we were literally paid from a Vatican to deliver this fake kidnapping. And yes, that's why it's showing the card of the Vatican, the official Vatican Institute behind doing this strategically, this fake this fake kidnapping. But again, the kidnapping was there, and the victim Emmanuel was there, and even Mirella Gregory, the one before, that is outside from May 7, 1983, just 3 months before happening the story of Emanuelle Orlandi kidnapping the girl that was living inside of the Vatican. Again, the same age girl, I think 2 years older than her, teenager, uh, easy to manipulate again, right? Uh, being taken outside of the Vatican, inside of the Roma, again inside of the city. Everything happening guys geographically inside of Roma, because if you don't know, Vatican is city inside of the city of Rome. And country inside of the country, right? With their own court system, with their own police, Carabinieri are Italian police, and they have all own Vatican Carabinieri, they have Vatican police, right, correct? And they have their own court system as well. But nothing was ever taken the court case, not on the Roma side in the city, not inside of the Vatican ever. Why? Why this secret is still kept? Why this secret truth is not released, as you see? Why they don't want a court case, reverse a court case? The justice is still just under the veil, as you see, and reverse, as you see, the truth as well. Anything because of the money laundering inside of the Vatican. So story started about that guy who was kidnapping um, arranging the kidnapping of under the mafia guy Enrico De Pedis, right? And this called the nickname from a police Americano that would from time to time call, why they call him first Americano? He had said like American accent. Pardon, when he was talking, I guess he was talking the local. Um, Italian, and he would first use, is it a KGB? Is it this and that? He was giving in a first call some nonsense, messy instructions. Then after a few weeks, he need another lead and things like that. But eventually, he was all the time as well pushing the story about releasing the guy who was literally um, some month before Emanuel kidnapping was literally the guy, I do believe he was 1981 trying to kill Papa, literally on the service in front of Church St. Peter, in front of Vatican, right? Uh, there was a Turkish guy that was trying to kill him. And that guy was caught there. And this guy, after 2 years being in a prison as well, was suddenly shown in a message from this Americano kidnapper on a telephone call, calling the fixed telephone. It was not a period of a mobile telephone, right? Hello, it's 1983. Um, just think of, there was a fixed telephone, the people, whoever was at home, the mother with the 5 children, because father would be a working, I guess, outside of the house. So usually one of the family member would receive this message. So somehow they start as well to record the messages, because the messages start to repeat. There start to be even some spooky, crazy people seeking attention from around the Italy, calling and talking nonsense as well, like how did Emanuela look, how where she was seen, in which part of Italy, or inside of the Roma, some square, plaza, how they call it. Pardon, talking Greek, Italian. And again, uh, literally the only serious uh, witness in this case, there were this lady, like I said on the start of the reading, the lady that was a lover of the mafia boss. And literally, as well, she was confirming that he would return the girl to a Vatican, and that everything was arranged. It was a game of power, like her lover said. And literally they were blackmailing Vatican to return the money. That would be literally said later on. This kidnapper, Americano nickname, who was telling your telephone calls towards the family during that first year of kidnapping. And literally, guys, um, he was the one talking that everything is about the money and that literally they were paid from a Vatican to arrange. Everything was staged, fake with the tar first card, and literally it was a money laundering thing. So now, why we are going towards the story? First of all, let's see if she's alive. Let's see. Is Emanuela still alive? Because she was never found. Her her body was never found. Is Emanuela Orlandi alive? Seems like wow, like executed. Wow. Because again, because of that money laundering from a trusted people inside of the city. Look at this is really a city of Vatican. From a priest of Vatican. Wow. Because of a child abuse. And dishonestly because of the, as you see, child trafficking. Dishonestly inside of the Vatican. So I'm going to keep these cards here for you guys. And is Emmanuel with another tarot deck? Is Emmanuel Orlandi alive? Your spirits. Wow, no, no. King of Swords. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Because of this playboy energy, predator sexual energy, they had to eliminate her, not to just to sacrifice Emmanuel, because she would expose literally the, if she would be literally reaching out to a local police, then she would expose the sexual predator. The Vatican would be under the scandal. So literally, she was sacrificed just from a Vatican, just because of to protect just reputation. What this is crazy because they were keeping this predators still inside. Yes, definitely. No, no, no. No, it was too late because she would be exposing, literally, she would be exposing them. Was she really taken to London? There was a story that she was taken to London as well. We are going there to second story to that banker of the Vatican because he was as well. His story is finishing in London. So let's check up that thing. What's happening? Why the Vatican is taking the people when something is scandalous and spooky? They are taken to London suddenly, and things get worse in London. They just disappeared. So later on, when there were some documents arriving towards the journalists that they were writing things about this, the very brave researcher, hardworking researcher that there were, when we talk now, it's the end of 2022, and this happened 1983. So 40 years has passed, and people are still researching and never tired to research the cases of missing people around the Vatican, including Emmanuel, including the story about the God banker Roberto Calvi, and there is always some new material, some new clue. So in this case, why all the bridges from Roma they go to London? Why? Because there is specific one institute of Catholics in London. It's amazing to find out because again, guys, remember that London is that literally a Protestant official, right? And that is really surprising. But what is not surprising? Not surprising because everything is a part of the cash. Even if this is a Catholic being in the middle of the London and having their protecting order that literally is under the biggest influence of the pure Vatican, and they're literally there. They literally can host all the people that they are in trouble from a Vatican, and literally they can be hosted, they can be literally being a guest inside of their monastery. And what's happening there are literally that there was a proof of paid bills. How they found out this? Because there was a proof of paid bills that they called the time the specific address they are happening on location about bills of taking care of Emanuel Orlandi, like she was living for next 15 years, guys. Imagine she was living next 15 years or longer. Pardon my the details that I didn't change. Like I'm really so into the passion about talking this case that I literally didn't open even the page about her Wikipedia to see the entire timeline. The point in this story how the money greediness that sexual predators turn to be a child abusers inside of the Vatican, turn to be material greedy, having a contract with the devil in any purpose, like literally having a sexual activity that is prohibited, having plus abusing the child, then plus as well killing the same child as well, and many others, and how everything is a proof of contract with the devil. And that's why I have on the start the contract with the devil card, and nothing, uh, and a proof of a contract of a devil are all these documents that are revealed. That's why we have a hermit card explaining the devil contract with the devil. And again, why the same banker that was the banker of personal banker of Vatican, Roberto Calvi, and he was the one that was literally the one in charge and literally of the Bank of Vatican when it got the bankruptcy. Was it the Bank Ambrosia? I think. One second, I, I literally I made a photo of this bank for 1 second. Let me see. Uh, yes, Bank Ambrosiano, Ambrosian Bank. I think it's one order. Ambrosian are one order of saints, yes, in Catholic uh, Church. And as well, Roberto Calvi was one pushed to as well to literally resign from this bank when started the bankruptcy, revealing the scandals around money laundered from mafia inside the Vatican. Vatican sometimes keeping the money for their own purpose as well, towards as well investing into the mission into the Poland that eventually that Papa, Saint Papa, that was that year when Emanuela disappeared was originally from Poland as well. There was idea of pushing the story politically to push the Catholics to reveal themselves from the East and literally be rebellion against the East Bloc because they are still a part of the East Bloc till 1988. So this is 1983, and the idea was to push religiously people in Poland and to invest the money. So they literally used the money that was put from a mafia guys in a Vatican bank of Ambrosian. And literally they had a failure and bankruptcy when the literally the journalists revealed these secrets. The journalists of Italy revealed these secrets, and the journalists of the world. And to resign, they took just Roberto Calvi, who was on the top of this bank, Vatican Bank, and that's why he's called the God banker because he was a papa, like a God on earth is papa. That I don't think, but it's so called for Catholic. I think there is only one divine energy for all, whatever religion, and they are not definitely the divine energy is not on the planet Earth. So we are just all the same, even if somebody is a top priest of the church, of any kind of religion, we are still all the same on the planet Earth. And again, God's banker, Roberto Calvi, the president of that, in charge of that accounts of the Vatican for the Bank of Ambrosiano, as you see the name of Bank Ambrosiano Bank. He was the one to be sacrificed. What happened with him? Just we are going to reveal as well with the positions of the cards how he finished his contract with the devil, with the Vatican, and being a part of this materially greedy laundry machine of the Vatican Bank, as well doing the laundry for many billionaires of the world, as well doing the laundry for their own mafia guys in Italy, not just Enrico De Petty. One second. Let me open the story about Roberto Calvi by Wikipedia. So Roberto Calvi, you usually if you Google the images, you will find first there is a link on Wikipedia for same story of Roberto Calvi and as well Emanuela Orlandi case. But usually you will see that horrible horror movie, a London bridge and a person hanging, literally hanged, executing and hanged on the bridge of London, and literally like a scene from some Hitchcock movie. And what literally happened to this guy? This guy was literally the year before, just year before, 1982, the year before Emmanuel case, Emmanuel missing Vatican girl case. 17 June 1982, he was executed and found on this bridge. Uh, why he was executed? Probably from the mafia guys, like literally to tell, do not dare the Vatican anymore to do the same things and abuse our money, because you're going to finish another banker going to finish like this, like we literally whatever we done to Roberto Calvi. It was very interesting as well. The guy who was so much so called left like a suicide person. Hello, Frida. Roberto Calvi there, literally in London, right, was full with in his literally in his pockets there were found like 16,000 of euros or dollars value in different monedes of different countries, moned monies in all kind of different countries, value about 16,000 euros or dollars. And why was literally nothing was touched? That was interesting. Was this a sign literally of a message like whoever play with our money, literally we are going to, you are the next, and we are going, this is a message for the rest of the people and like the rest of the banks who are going to do the laundry for us. We are going, if you don't deliver what our money, if you don't return our money, we are going as well to execute you and as well to push your bank to a bankruptcy. So he was the chairman literally of that same bank, like I said, Bank Ambrosiano, and he put into literally, this was the bankruptcy of this bank, and the dirty money laundry was one of the biggest Italian political scandal. Still it is. So let me just open just Wikipedia. So 13 May, it's interesting the dates 13. Many people involved in this missing people, Emanuela and Roberto Calvi, they have a number 13 in crucial in their life timelines. So let's say Emanuela, Vatican girl, was kidnapped 13th of July 1983. As well, that was a consequence of the 13 May prophecy of from Fatima and 13 May celebration of Catholic people of that Fatima holy place prophecy, with Papa going to Poland and investing that money that was not supposed to be used for that purpose, to use it for political purposes in Poland, for Catholics to push the rebellion spirit to literally uh, push towards independence Poland that was still under the East Bloc, under the Russian protection that period called Soviet Union. So just what was the mistake? If the Vatican was using the money, this money was not in their possession. This was the money by mafia guys that literally they wanted just to do the laundry money and then return the pure money back to them. Um, as well, this guy who was a native, not a Romano, who was a Milanese, native from a north city of Italy, Milano. He was the chairman of Bank Ambrosiano that collapsed with this Italian biggest scandal. His death in London in June 1982. Again, it's interesting because in his timeline of the life there is a 13, but the start time it's 13 April 1920. He was born 13. Again, connection just with with a second victim of the Vatican. And as well, what is the controversy around his death? Because it's called officially suicide, but eventually, how was later on done investigation? And you're welcome to check a documentary on Netflix. Literally, there is even the British local two coroners in investigation. Literally, they have as well some independent investigation. Literally, they literally are talking about that this was not possible to do by himself, so it was not a suicide, even if it's pronounced like that. It was a pure execution, and he was. One second. I'm going to check up what is the conspiracy officially on Wikipedia for him. Again, I told you my theory about him. We can of course always check. One second, we can check as well. Tart Roberto Calvi was wow. Hmm. Wow, he was blackmailed, but he couldn't manifest to return the money. Like it was too late. Wow. Yes, he was blackmailed. He was a part of that elite of the monitor bankers. But as you see, because he was undecided which side to take, like he was sacrificed. Was he killed from a mafia? Yes, yes, there is a proof for that. I put this card. Um, why? Because he rejected to deliver. I see the card of rejection to deliver the money. Wow, there was definitely a money that he didn't take. It was the money that was, this is a Papa card, that was literally used for a Papa purpose as a team worker. Like, okay, we are going to use it, our bank, we are going to use this money for that teaming up and prophecy of Catholics in Poland. And we didn't deliver to return the money as well. And again, did Roberto Calvi left some notes about the truth? It seems like as well there was a betrayal. He left something. He started to talk, yes, about the contract with the devil, about contract of the Vatican with the global uh, banking system and laundering money, and giving this proof to a public. Literally, they wanted as well to literally to punish him while giving it to a media. Yes. So let me see. Was this again mafia or Vatican? Was Roberto Calvi sacrificed from Vatican? Was Roberto Calvi sacrificed from Vatican? Judgment call. No, they left him on a call. They just left him. But they left him on a call towards as a manipulator. Wow, wow, wow. They left him on a call to the boss. This is a boss card. So it was he was like pushed towards the mafia guys, like he was the guilty one with the fake news. I see the cards now on the floor. With promoting the news, like wow, he was the one run away with the money. They literally by bringing this news, literally as well, there was a punishment for that of death from the mafia boss, right? Because he left with this money. And this was the news that literally the Vatican spread just to let him be a marionette, literally, as well, because he walked away from Vatican, but they punished him for the mafia, guys. That's so toxic because again this contract with the both with as well dealing with the mafia but working for Vatican like that was totally a toxic for him, and that's why I had on the start and 5 of swords and 9 of swords, and again always contract with the devil card, right? But they wanted first of all to stop him giving any more information, and that's why he was literally first as a traitor, as a rat, as well revealing the truth about involvement of the Vatican into the money laundering and the globalist Freemasonry thing. Uh, he was found as well a pure traitor. Anybody who revealed the truth about masonry, like a secret club of the elite of the world, that same person has to be executed. Just the tool were the mafia guys were the tool for this, for the execution. Yes. So 1 second, it's so messy, so many tarot decks here, guys. I'm going to use 60 seconds to make a short version for you guys. 60 seconds, short version, just to pull the cards. So many tarot decks here. Let's just use that thing. Wait 1 second. With the YouTube telephone, Frida. Roberto Calvi, the banker of the Vatican, who was doing the laundry of the mafia money as well, the dirty laundry of the world Masoners, right? When he literally signed out from a Bank of Ambrosia, uh, as famous as a Vatican banker, resigned and ran away to London. He was found as a betrayal of the Vatican and the Freemasoners, and literally he was punished and executed. Literally, it was not a suicide; he was executed. But they used the mafia boss because he was revealing the truth to a public about the contract of the Vatican with the Freemasoners in global money. The banker of the Vatican who was doing the laundry mafia money as well, the dirty laundry of the world Masoners, right? When he literally signed out from a Bank of Ambrosia, uh, as famous as a Vatican banker, resigned and ran away to London. He was found as a betrayal of the Vatican and the Freemasoners, and literally he was punished and executed. Literally. Let me first welcome comments and questions connected to this. I'm going to put it on cold cases, true crimes. As well, the second one, guys, about Emanuela Orlandi. Here it is about Emanuela Orlandi, the second short version. Vatican girl Emanuela Orlandi was literally having a child abuse inside the Vatican from a priests, and they have literally they wanted to keep this as a secret to protect the Vatican, and literally that's why they sacrificed her. And look at this was literally happening inside of the Vatican. They're dishonest. And they didn't want to talk about child abuse, as she was seen as they wanted to keep look at reverse the truth and to keep the fake moment of not to put any court case as well. They didn't support any investigation about missing girl because it would as well take to a money laundering connected to a money mafia and the Masoniers, the world inside of the Vatican Bank. As well as you see, it's everything around concept with the devil of Vatican with the full greediness of the globalist money, and she as well. It seems a child abuse, and they were literally here having potential judgment of the surroundings. So that's why they literally rejected her and never released her free. This was literally arranged fake kidnapping, literally arranged from the mafia guys. African girl, Emanuela Orlandi, was literally having a child abuse inside the Vatican from a priests, and they had literally they wanted to keep this as a secret to protect the Vatican, and literally that's why they sacrificed her. And look at this was still happening inside of the Vatican with the dishonest. They didn't want to talk about child abuse. She was seen as wanting to keep the reverse the truth and to keep the fake moment of not to put any court case as well in support any investigation about missing girl because it would as well take to a money laundering connected to money mafia and Masoniers. Court case from 1983. This was a really interesting case. Thank you for your insights. Thank you, James. You're welcome to leave me any question. You're welcome to leave me any question connected to this complicated uh, situation. Again, like I said, so many people involved as well. We're going to analyze the second case very soon about Mirella Gregori that was the same year missing. And it seems like what again the fake kidnapping arranged just to blackmail the Vatican of their involvement into the dirty money laundry. So that's another person being a victim of this Vatican scandal. And the third one is a banker. And I mean, story started from a banker the year before, eventually, when we look at the timeline. This person called Kate. One second, I'm still hashtagging. There's so many things to hashtag here. World War III conspiracy theory as well. Conspiracy. Vatican secrets. Secretos de Vatican. And I think that literally this sound in the previous live stream, I lost the sound just because of this. I'm sure because some teams YouTube doesn't allow some team, and I do believe this is a sensitive matter. So let's see if this will be downloaded as well, James. I don't know if this will be downloaded. It would be nice if you record this. If you can record. Okay. To cover the banker of the Vatican who was doing the mafia money as well. Vatican girl, Emanuella Orlandi, was literally having a child abuse. So again, guys, we have to do Mirella Gregory case as well. This is a secret to protect the Vatican. And I want to start here as well, Mirella case. 1 second. Let me collect the cards. Let me just collect. Download it from TikTok for YouTube short. Yes. And they had literally, they wanted to keep this as a secret to protect the Vatican, and literally that's why they sacrificed her. And look at this was still happening inside of the Vatican. They're dishonest. They didn't want to talk about child abuse. The ship was seen as they wanted to keep reverse the truth and to keep fake moment of not to put any court case as well. There is a court and investigation about the missing girl, because it would not take to money laundering connected to mafia and mercenaries to work inside of the Vatican bank. As well as you see, it's everything around. Let me check. So, as well, I'm going to check now about Mirella Gregori, connected to that, again, second fake kidnapping, but really missing case, real victim, but a victim of the Vatican fake arrangement. So we are going to talk about Mirella Gregori. Just for a second, let me download this first in the short version. Rida, what are you doing? Okay. Inside the Vatican, having a child abuse inside the Vatican from a priest. So the story about Mirella Gregori, born 7th of October 1967. And it's very interesting. This appeared the 7th of May 1983 at the age of 15. Unfortunately, missing 40 years almost. And she was exactly 40 days before Emanuela Orlandi disappeared. They are both vanished. There are still cold cases. They were never found, and there is no any case or any remains of them found ever. So, what was the international events that they were following the kidnapping of disappearance of Gregory and Orlandi? Both Gregory and Orlandi cases led to the grave walls. First thing, grave walls, I mean, that's a fake news. Grave walls, extremist Turkish group, claiming to be involved in abduction and demanding the release of Mehmet Ali Agca, the one that was assassin who shot and wounded Pope John Paul II on St. Peter's Square, 1981, 13 May. According to Mehmet Ali Agca autobiography, the two girls' disappearance, as well as the disappearance of Soviet journalist Oleg Bitov from the Venice Film Festival on September the 9th, the same year, are closely linked. So, as well, we had to analyze again, guys, in the next live stream, the disappearance of Oleg Bitov. That would be interesting to follow this story of conspiracy around what's involved, because the behind the scene, it's not the Russia, it's not CIA, it's a pure globalist thing with the Vatican involvement. And here we go, Sarah, and probably I hope they don't even. I hope they don't censor this video. So be ready for second part. Don't forget to subscribe, put the alarm bell. Let me just download this, the first one, short version. And the second one. So these are two already downloaded. Short version as well from TikTok arriving just right now on YouTube. So welcome to check the positions of the card as well in the short version. So again, guys, in the next part, we are going to talk a little bit more about two more involvement into this case, the years of the spooky Vatican scandal that they involves, as well disappearance of the Mirella Gregori, as well the information from Mehmet Ali Agca, the assassin of uh, Pope John Paul II, and disappearance of Oleg G. Beatles. So we are going to talk about this in the next live stream. Welcome to join. It will take a longer, the next one. Thank you for being here, guys. Kisses to all, peace and love, and pray that the globalists, that nothing can stop us with the power of love to pray and stop the war, that the globalists, they want to continue, the war profiteer and globalists, they want to continue this war. We have to pray and we have to fight against them. Stop the war and stop the Nazis in Ukraine. Peace and love and kisses to all.